Hey everyone, welcome to the Sports Business Accelerator Thesis. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you an entire free training on how to build and scale your private sports training business. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Noah Varner. I am the founder of the Sports Business Accelerator program. I teach coaches just like you how to build and scale their private training businesses so they can achieve financial freedom like I have through my training business. So let's get right into it. This is going to be a total guide for former or current athletes or coaches who want to turn their sport into a 5 to 15K a month business. My goal with this free training is to educate you on the private training industry and show you how much potential income you can make through private sports coaching. By the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to know to start and run a private sports training business today. So I need you to sit down, relax, pull out a pen and paper, and take some notes. So let's get into it. So before we get into the free training and I show you guys the ropes of everything you need to know, it's important that you guys know who I am and understand that I'm not just some random guy on the internet trying to give you guys business advice for something that I've never done. All right, so my name is Noah Varner. I'm a former college athlete and now entrepreneur at the age of 23. I'm the owner of and founder of the Sports Business Accelerator program. This is a coaching company that helps private sports coaches like you build and scale their businesses to allow them to become financially free. And this is actually some of my coaches that I work with, good friends of mine, Gabe and AJ, just a few guys. You'll see some more of this later on in the training, but I'm also the founder and the owner of my own skills training business myself. So I work with soccer athletes ages 9 to 14 in Raleigh, North Carolina. I've worked with over 100 plus soccer athletes in my local area, and I've generated over $100,000 in 2023 alone in revenue. Okay, and you can actually see my 15K a month here in June. This was fantastic. It just goes to show how much money you can make within this type of business. Now, this has allowed me to find the financial freedom and given me the time freedom that I've always dreamed of. I'm somebody who wants to be doing whatever he wants when he wants, right? So this has given me the ability to do that. Now I'm able to travel frequently and live out my dreams. So here's from about a month ago. Actually, this is one of my best friends, Larson, actually a professional soccer player. Very proud to know him. But this is me and him in Puerto Rico. Here's me with my buddy Owen in Barcelona, Spain. Here's some surf trips I took in the middle of the week. I think this is like on Wednesdays or Thursdays, but I love surfing, and I'll typically, if there's waves, I'll drop everything that I'm doing and I'll head out to the beach. So here's me in Wilmington earlier this year, and then the Outer Banks of North Carolina earlier this year as well. And then here's me earlier this year in St. Beach, Florida. Just decided to take a quick little trip down there. It was awesome, fun time. And same thing here, Washington, D.C. with all my buddies. So this has given me the ability to travel and do what I want when I want, which is ultimately what everybody's looking for, right? But I wasn't always able to do this. I started my entrepreneurship journey back in 2019. I was a broke college athlete playing Division I soccer on a full scholarship at UNC Asheville. And here's me at practice actually ripping a shot. Pretty cool picture. But as an athlete, and a lot of people don't know this, but playing the sport that you're playing in college is a full-time job. They own you. You have to do whatever they say. It's a 40-hour week. You got to show up to practice, games, lifts, everything, right? So I had no time to get a job. And unfortunately, my family had no money. So I solely relied on the school to provide me food and lodging. So coming to a problem, I needed money fast. So I did basically what every sane 20-year-old did back when COVID hit. I started option trading. And you can see up here, here's me. This is one of the pictures I sent to my friends of me charting my trades here. And then you can see here, this is the options trading that I owned. I was up big time, and trust me, that didn't last long. This is the screenshot before everything goes bad is what this is. So I needed money fast, and I initially found success, as you can see here, but that didn't last long. I ended up losing most of my original investment, and now I had less than $500 in my bank account. So I was broke, I had nothing, and I was desperate to make money, but I had no time to commit to a job due to me playing soccer. So I decided to invest in a Prius and start Instacarting. And you can see here, this is my grandma. I was too broke to sign the car to my own loan, so she had to co-sign the loan for me. But here's us getting the Prius brand new, and this allowed me to start Instacarting. And if you don't know what Instacarting is, just a grocery shopping. It's just like DoorDash, but for groceries. But you can do it whenever you want, where you want. So it allowed me to give that flexibility. But I continued Instacarting all the way through college. I did it for a couple of years until I ended up getting banned, which don't deliver alcohol to somebody who doesn't have an ID. That's some good advice for you guys if you're on Instacart. But still, as an athlete, I had no job, so I resorted to retail arbitrage. So essentially, I'd go to major corporations or thrift stores and buy items like Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx. I'd go to Goodwill, and essentially I'd buy the items, I'd clean them up, and then I'd resell them on eBay for a profit. And here's actually a screenshot of one of the shoes that I cleaned up, a jacket that I found. But this is how I was staying alive. This kept me alive for probably 4 months, but I could barely pay bills. Even with me DoorDashing and reselling, I couldn't pay the bills. So I eventually got fed up, couldn't take it anymore. So I quit playing soccer and moved across the country to North Carolina. And here I started my own private soccer training business, was solely doing one-on-one soccer training. So if any of you guys are in this space, you know just as well as I do, it's very difficult to go right into groups. So we started doing one-on-one training, and this is actually the very first client that I ever had. Started one-on-one training a little bit over 2 years ago, which is awesome to see. And then I grinded hard, and I was growing very, very fast. Here's actually me 6 months in with a couple of my players with these 2-on-1s. But in 2023 was my first full year of business, and I was able to do over $100,000 in revenue, and I even had a 15K month in the process. And you can see here's my gross volume for the month of June. Absolutely insane month for me. Unfortunately, I was dumb enough to spend it all. So next time I'll put it in my bank account. But it just goes to show what kind of money that you can make in this type of business. But now I have over 40 to 60 plus athletes that I work with every week, not off and on. They come into me every single week, about 40 to 60 athletes. And I've got 5 other coaches on staff that are helping me do all these trainings. And after finding great success in my own soccer coaching business, I decided to launch the Sports Business Accelerator program. I wanted to help coaches that are just like me, who are in my spot, that don't have much money, that need money, that excel in helping athletes. And I wanted to help coaches make money like I did and enjoy the job that I do, right? So now that you know who I am, let's talk about how I can help you find the same success. So to build and scale a sports training business, you need to follow these 4 pillars. It's going to be the foundation. Then it's going to be creating a valuable program. Pillar 3 is sales and marketing mastery. And pillar 4 is scale. Okay, so we're going to work through all of these. I'm going to slowly go through this free training with you guys to talk through each individual pillar and how it's going to help the success of your business now, today. Okay, so let's go to the first one. So pillar 1, the foundation. So this is the entire foundation of your business, right? In this pillar, you're finding training locations, you're putting agreements in place, LLCs, you're getting payment collection methods, you're doing everything that a legit business would do, right? A lot of you guys are running your soccer training or whatever sports training businesses as basically a glorified side hustle. You're doing Venmo or Cash App and collecting payment that way. You've got people not committing to you. It's not legit, right? Here in this foundation, we want to build a legit business that we want to compare ourselves to brick and mortar locations, like a gym, right? We want to build a foundation like what a gym has, where they come in, they make you sign a contract, an agreement for whatever commitment you decide, and then you're locked into that commitment. And we want to do the exact same thing. So there's more to the foundation than just this, but I took the most 3 important principal foundations that you need to know right now, which is 1, and I'm sure all of you guys already know this, but it's training location. So finding a reliable training location that you can hold trainings on. So whatever sport you're in, whether it's soccer or football, basketball, if it's a court, it's a field, whatever it is, you need to find a set location that you can depend on every single week. You don't want to be jumping around training locations, to do different, trainings. I've had coaches come to me and be like, yeah, okay, I'm doing one-on-ones at this field, and then I go to this field to do one-on-ones for another client, and then I go here to do another one. You can't do that. One, you're wasting a ton of time bouncing between fields, and you're wasting a lot of resources with the gas and all that kind of stuff, right? So you need to find a set location that you can show up and it's going to be available. Not a field that is possibly rented by other organizations, because you could show up one day and that field could be rented and you could be screwed over, right? So really what that comes down to is you can find free fields that aren't allowed to be rented by organizations. You can find local parks that, again, you can't rent out, but you can still operate some form of a training business on. And neighborhood parks are awesome too. Or you can find a rented location. That's going to be 100% what you're shooting for, right? If you're in the beginning and you're not making much money, then of course, I don't think that's a good idea. It's typically a larger investment to rent the fields, hence why most trainers don't do it. But we want to get to that point because that's going to separate us from everybody else, right? But a rented location will give you something that you can rely on week in and week out, so you can build group programs on and one-on-one programs on. Then the second most important principle foundation is a training agreement with a commitment in place. So you need to include an agreement with a set term commitment for all your programs. So whatever you're offering, whether it's one-on-one, groups, clinics, whatever you're offering, okay, there needs to be a set time commitment to you. So for example, if you're doing one-on-one training, at a minimum, you need a 3-month commitment, minimum 3-month commitment, right? Where they come in, they pay you, and they commit for 3 months. So you have automatic revenue for 3 months, right? I've had clients do 3 months, 6 months, even athletes committing to 12 months of training, right? If you believe in yourself and you believe the value that you bring to your training, then people will commit to you. If you're good at what you do and you stand out from other people, people will commit to you because they know you can bring their athlete results. So in turn, they're going to pursue you and want to stick with you, right? I've had clients stay with me for over 2 years, right? A year and a half. The same people that I started in business with are still with me. Why? Because I get them results and they want to continue to come back, and I get them to commit for longer and longer periods of time, right? This is what's going to be the difference maker that I see in all coaches. Most of you guys are offering either single sessions or you're offering like a session pack, like 5 sessions. That's which is everybody thinks is awesome, but it's a terrible business model because nobody's making a commitment to you. You sell like a 12 package thing and you're like, this is insane. That's nothing. 3 months of training, that should be the minimum you expect from your athletes. So start including commitments in all your training programs, okay? Then when a client joins a program, they should be required to sign an agreement with the rules in place as well. So to get somebody to commit to you, you have to get it down on paper. You have to legally get it down on paper. You need to put a set agreement. This agreement is going to have all the rules in place for your trainings. This is going to have all the athlete rules that you expect your athletes, how to act, when to show up, what to do in training, all that kind of thing. Then it's going to have all the parent expectations. Everything these parents or whatever age, if you're working with older athletes or you're working with younger athletes, then parents will deal with the younger athletes. But this is the business that they are signing on to. These are the principal agreements that they need to agree on. These are the rules that we are giving them to our program, right? Because we're in charge. We don't want parents running these. We are in charge. Nobody else is in charge. We set the precedent. So you set all your rules, they sign this agreement and commit to you for an extended period of time. Then in this agreement, you're going to need to include a 30-day cancellation period, which will buy you time. So in my agreements, if you look in gym agreements too, there's always a 30-day cancellation period. There's always a period where they have to tell you a certain amount of days in advance that they're not continuing training with you, that they're not going to continue to work with you, right? So if the parent tells me 30 days in advance, hey, we can't work with you anymore, then I'll be like, okay, so now I have 30 days to figure out a solution to this problem. How can I replace this athlete that I'm losing in 30 days, right? If you don't have this in place, people can just leave you at any moment in time, which ultimately ends up screwing you over and looks bad on your business. So definitely want to include that 30-day cancellation period. And then if people, you also put inside this agreement, if people sign within that, if they decide to cancel within that 30-day cancellation period, then they get charged a monthly fee. You need 30 days in advance. You have got to put this in place or you are going to screw yourself over. It's simple as that. And then along with other rules and requirements, you need clients to follow to be a part of your program. So this is just all the rules that you need to set for your clients and they need to follow it. And then the final one is payment collection. This is massive. Okay, this is the biggest difference between all successful coaches and non-successful coaches. You need to stop selling a single session or set packs of sessions. It's ridiculous. Okay, it's not a good way of doing business at all because there's no time restraint on it. If you have a time restraint, like let's say you sell 12 packs, a 12 session pack, but they have 4 months to finish it, then yeah, that would make sense. But you're selling session packs and they have infinite amount of time to use all the sessions. You think they're going to come week in and week out? They're going to run into one little minor inconvenience in their life and they're going to be like, nope, we can't go to training today. Oh, we'll just go next week. And it's going to happen the next week after and the next week after. And by then they're training once a month and you're not making anything. You have no money coming in. You have no players coming in. You've got nothing, right? So need to stop selling session packs or selling individual sessions. You need to transition into a monthly, a quarterly, a semi-annual, or a yearly recurring payment program into your program. So for me, I charge monthlies, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months to my program. And they have to, it's a minimum 3-month commitment. The monthly is just a payment plan so they can afford to pay it over 3 months. But each charge is recurring with a 30-day cancellation period. So if they're on a semi-annual 6-month training plan, it's a recurring payment. They make a 6-month payment now, and in 6 months from now, they're going to make another payment that's going to automatically withdraw from their account. Unless they tell me that they decide to cancel, right? This prevents parents from thinking too much about the training and overthinking about it and not wanting to pay or paying at the last second. I mean, I know so many coaches who collect payment on the spot, who don't get paid until the session or even after the session, which is absolutely crazy. Why are you giving away a service for free, hoping that a parent's going to send you money at the end? That makes no sense, right? So you want this to automatically withdraw from their accounts. So they don't have to go through the trouble of paying you, because that's all it is. It's just they have to go through these different steps, these different obstacles to pay you, which is a big problem, right? So that's everything for the foundation. Let's move on to pillar. So pillar 2 is going to be creating a valuable program. So to stand out from your local competition, to be able to charge more and attract more clients to your business, you need to create a valuable program. So what is a valuable program? This is a holistic program that brings in the best results consistently for their clients. So basically, a valuable program is valuable for the results that it brings, not what you offer. You know, of course, offering goes into it, but it really comes down to what program brings the best results. If you're bringing the best results for your clients and you're the most valuable program, it's pretty simple, right? So if everybody in your area is bringing results, everybody's doing, let's say, for example, everybody in my area is doing soccer training, then how do I stand out? By having a better offer. You stand out by having a better offer. You stand out by offering more. You stand out by offering more help to the athlete. That's how you stand out. So everyone is offering training in your sport. Understand that. There are hundreds of thousands of you in the same sport, right? All you guys are doing the exact same thing. So how are you going to be able to stand out, right? Not everyone is offering training outside of in-person sessions. So what most trainers do is they have their 1-2 sessions a week, but they don't offer training outside of those sessions when we're not together, when the coach and player is not together, right? That has been the major catalyst to all the coaches that I work with, giving them the ability to charge more and make more and get clients to commit for longer amounts of times because they're offering training outside of these in-person sessions. So an example of what I mean, I offer private soccer training, okay? You got private soccer training. But on top of that, to separate myself from somebody else doing private soccer training, I offer a online video library with hundreds of drills that my players can watch at home. And then on top of that, I give them homework, right, to do at home as well. So what looks more valuable, right? The program with the more stuff, the more things that's going to help their player train 24/7, 365 days of the year, right? If your competition is offering just soccer training and I'm offering these three things, whose offering is better? It's going to be mine, 100%. So once you create a valuable program like this, you can start charging more than your competition, right? By standing out, you'll be a clear favorite in the market. So this is going to allow you to charge whatever you want because you are that much better than your competition, right? So let's say that you're charging $50 an hour right now and your competition is charging $50 an hour right now. You add homework to your program, you add online drills to your program, and let's say you offer a training shirt as well. Look how much more valuable that is. Okay, so do you think your sessions are worth $50 an hour now, which is the market price for one session? No, it's not, because now you're offering all those things. Instead of training 1 hour a week, now you're training these kids 24/7 whenever they want. So now you can start charging more. So you can charge $70 or $75 an hour, $80 an hour versus their $50 an hour because you're offering more. You're more of a complete program. This is going to draw people to your program. People are going to want to be a part of something that is new, that is special, that is something that is totally focused on developing athletes, not just trying to grab money. Of course, we're charging more. We're going to be more expensive. And some people will think that we're just out there trying to make a ton of money and we don't care about, coaching the athletes. But you have to understand, you need to value yourself as a coach and you need to value your program. If your program is that much better than your competitions, then you need to be charging way more than them because you're offering way more. And by charging more per hour, you don't have to sign as many clients to make the same amount of money. If they're charging $50 an hour and you're charging $75 an hour, it takes 2 clients to get to $150 an hour. It takes 3 clients for them to get to $150, right? So when you do more and more numbers, you're going to be making more and more money. And then your program is going to be so much better for your athlete because now you're incentivizing them to train at home. So they're constantly getting better when they go home. And then when they show up to training, they're getting better. So then it's double the amount of improvement. So then they start seeing results much faster, which then in turn leads into them wanting to continue to work with you because the results are coming. They don't want to work with you. The results aren't happening, right? Like I said earlier, the results are what keeps them coming back. So this is by creating this holistic program and having them train all the time, they're constantly getting better. This is going to constantly keep them in your program. And then when they stay on your program, they get results. Their friends are going to see it and be like, I want to be a part of that too. So they come over and they start training with you. And it's so on and so forth. It grows fast and fast and faster, right? So it's really super important that you value yourself in your program in creating a valuable program. And I'm going to give you an example of a valuable program for one of my coaches here. So this is one of my coaches in the SBA here, and this is his group membership. So he made a GOAT, he called it GOAT membership, but it's a 6-month commitment membership. This is his top package for group training. Okay, it's $300 a month, which may sound absolutely insane, right? Crazy. $300 a month is a lot of money. For group programs too, it's not even one-on-one individuals, right? But look at what he's offering. He's offering unlimited skill group academy sessions, so unlimited group sessions, okay? Then he's got his own app that I taught him how to build. I taught him how to build his own app. He's got his own soccer app that he provides to players, which what competition's doing that, right? Then personalized homework drills that he sends his players. Individual homework drills that they need to work on at home. Then he does a goal setting session with them. He does a monthly private session, so one session a month where he does a one-on-one with them. he gives them a training shirt, and then they do some exclusive game film analysis. Put that up against one session a week. Put that up against just soccer training. That soccer training, if this is $300 a month, that soccer training is worth $100 a month, maybe $100 a month. That's how much this offer blows this one out the water, right? He's not even charging enough. For $300 a month isn't even enough. He should be charging more for the amount of work that he's doing, right? So you can see how you can charge way more. You just have to create a valuable program, right? You can't just, you might, even if you're the best trainer in the area and you get results, yeah, sure, you can charge more than your competition, right? But by adding these other value creators into your program, you can start charging way more because it's going to bring way better results. I mean, look at these things. Homework, goal setting sessions, let's get a private session, game film analysis. This is all going to make the player so much better. This is putting so much effort into making the athlete better, right? You make a better athlete, you make better money. It's as simple as that. You will make more money. You can charge more by by adding things to your program and increasing the results of your program. Okay, so that's everything for pillar 2. Super duper important there. So now let's move on to pillar 3, which is sales and marketing mastery. Okay, so right off the bat, I know you guys are sports coaches and you're not salesmen or marketers. I totally understand that. But to run a business, you're going to need to be able to run sales and marketing like a pro. Because for you to sign people, you need to be, first off, to get people in the door, you need to be a fantastic marketer. Then on top of that, to close people at a high rate, you need to be a good salesman or saleswoman. Okay, so it's really important that we focus on these because you don't have a business without this, right? So you need to adapt. You need to learn these strategies so you can close more, you can bring more leads in, make more money, grow your program. Because without it, you're not going to grow. Simple as that. So now that you've got your foundation in place with the correct payment collection method, which is those recurring payments, and a valuable program that stands out, you're ready to start bringing in mass amount of clients. So part 1 is going to be sales mastery. So to grow your training program, you need to close potential clients at a high rate. See the training, I confused the I and the A there, nice. But you need to close potential clients at a high rate. So in my business, I close 50% of my calls. So every 1 to 2 calls. So every 2 calls I have, I close 1 of them. And then without taking an hour to explain sales, the best advice for coaches running sales are these 5 points that I can give you. And I'll go in depth in them. Okay. Recorded Zoom calls. This is huge. This made a massive difference in my sales and my coaches' sales, is through the difference between Zoom calls and actual phone calls. Phone calls, the client can't see you. They don't know what you look like. They just know you're a guy trying to sell them something on the phone. They don't know who you are, what you do, any of that, right? So it's very salesy, and people don't respond well to sales calls like that because there's no trust involved. I can't see you. I can't say something and then see how you react. And then it's flip side, right? Like you want to also be able to see them because you want to know how they're reacting, what their mannerisms are like, how their body's moving. How do they react to questions that I ask or things that I say? So you can read them and possibly predict the objections that are coming so you can work a way around that to close them in the moment. You can't do that over the phone, right? But also you can record these calls as well. I mean, you can record cell phone calls, but you can record these Zoom calls as well. Definitely recommend that because you want to see how you're performing. Record all your Zoom calls, see how you perform in these calls. You record the calls that you do well and you close people and the people that you ultimately fail on. You want to record all of these so you can look back and be like, okay, I messed up here, and here, and fix it. Okay. Then 2 is going to have a preset list of questions with a data spreadsheet attached. So I see so many coaches go into these sales calls and just be like, all right, I'm gonna wing it, and I'm gonna ask whatever questions that come to mind, and I'm gonna just go for it. Awful idea, terrible idea. Oh Lord, terrible idea, right? You need a preset list of questions that you're gonna run your your sales calls through. You're going to look so unprofessional by just bouncing around questions and just asking, random things that make no sense into the order that you're going. Like, you don't want to do that. So you want a pre-list set of questions, and then with a data spreadsheet attached. So what I do is I create a Google form. I have all the questions that I ask my clients or potential clients on the sales call. I fill out each one as they're answering the questions, and then I submit it at the end of the call, and all that data goes up into a spreadsheet that I can track. And I can track if they closed, didn't close, what they said for their answers here, what they didn't say, all those kind of things. So I can take notes and see how I did and get better and better and better at what I'm doing, what I'm selling. Okay. And then 3 is finding out what pain points your athletes or athletes' parents are going through before trying to sell them to your program. This is basic sales 101. You need to find, and if I could explain sales in the most simplistic way possible, this would be it, is you need to find the problem and you need to solve the problem on the call. Okay. You need these questions that you're asking need to get to the nitty-gritty of what your athletes or your athletes' parents or whoever you're working with, what pain they're experiencing in their day-to-day life right now without you, right? Because you're going to figure out, okay, he's having problem. All right, let's say, for instance, he's not playing. He's not starting. He's not in the starting 11. And his coach is not playing him that much because of his technical ability, right? So I find out, okay, boom. So his technical ability is what's holding him back. And the pain point is he's not playing. That's painful, right? So then before I sell them the program, I figure this out. And then when I get to the nitty-gritty of answering these pain points, I go, yes, of course, I hate to hear that he's not starting because of his technical ability. And that'd be something so simple to fix by working with us. We do weekly technical trainings that he'll be a part of. And then on top of that, we give him technical homework at home. So he can constantly be training and constantly be working on his technical ability. So now he can work on it 24/7 and finally get to the point where his coach is happy and he can start starting again. You would take that, right? You're a parent, you're an athlete, you see your kid, he's not playing enough. You need to solve that problem. How are you going to solve it? You're going to come to me. It's simple. It's just like that. Figure out what their problem is, their pain point, and then solve the pain point on the call. That's how you close them, right? You won't even have to sell them the program. You can say, yeah, I can fix that by doing X, X, and X, and they're going to be in. And then you can explain the program. And they'll be bought in already. They'll be ready to sign right then and there. If you can figure out their pain points and find a solution for them. Then 4 is solving their problems on the call. So it's just an extension of 3, but you need to solve them in real time. Don't figure out their problems and then a couple days later be like, hey, I think I figured out how to do this. I think I figured out how to solve your problems. You need to give them an answer right then and there. So that means you need to be prepared for whatever they could say. You need to be prepared for whatever they could say, whatever comes out of their mouth, whatever problems that they may have. You need to know about them, and you need to be prepped. Something that I recommend for you guys is I would list out all the problems that are occurring in your niche's space. What if you're coaching young athlete, youth athletes. So what are the parents experiencing? What are the players? What are their pain points? What are the problems that they're experiencing? Then make a list, solve all those problems on a piece of paper, and then when you get to the call and you see, okay, yeah, my club coach isn't starting, you go, oh, I know how to solve that. I do this, this, and this, and solve it. Boom. You're prepped. You're ready. That's going to be a major difference maker. And then the final one, this is my favorite one, okay, is offer a 10% discount. Offer a 10% 48-hour discount. So if you find somebody that you're trying to close and they just don't seem like they're with it right now, they want to go talk to their parent, or they want to go talk to their wife or their husband, they need some extra time, throw a 10% discount on them for if they sign within the next 48 hours. So you go, okay, if you sign within the next 48 hours, I see that you want to join. I see that you want to be a part of this program, and then we can really help you. So I'm going to reward you for that, and I want to offer you a 10% discount in the next 48 hours. You can sign on in the next 48 hours. I'll give you 10% off all programs, all packages, everything. And a lot of people will light up at that, and they will instantly go, okay, I'm going to go talk to my wife right now. I'm going to go figure this out, and then I'm going to get this done. And they'll get off the call, and bada bing, bada boom. Maybe it could happen in an hour. It could happen in 3 hours. It within that 48 hours. It just gives them a better chance, gives you a much better chance of closing them faster. Because if you don't offer something with some form of urgency, they're just going to take their sweet little time. I mean, they can take weeks at a time to join your program, which if they really wanted to, you want to reward them by giving that 10% off to make that quick decision. So that's how you run sales calls. Pretty simple stuff. Now, part 2 is getting people into the door so you can get them on the sales calls, which is marketing mastery. All right. So now that you're closing sales at a high rate, you need to focus solely on bringing in as many leads as possible. So if you don't know who this man is, his name is Alex Hormozi. But if you don't know who this guy is, look him up online, watch all of his content, look at his 100 million leads and 100 million offers courses on his website. They're totally free. This will help you a ton in your business. But this is the 5 basic ways that he describes to bring in leads, right? And I'll get into my top 3 local marketing strategies in a second. But this is something that everybody needs to know. There's only 5 ways to bring in people. Cold messaging. So DMs, text, calls, emails. You're just sending out a cold message, right? 2 is to make content for social media. So pretty self-explanatory, YouTube, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. 3 is paid ads. So you pay the algorithm, so Instagram, Facebook, you pay them money per day to run your ad to specific targeted people in your niche, specific customers that you need. 4 is partnerships, sponsorships, so linking up with other partners or getting sponsorships from other companies that could possibly send you clients in exchange for clients. And then 5 is referrals. So, the biggest one here is other people telling other people about what you do, right? So as all considered, these are my top 3 marketing strategies for local training businesses. So 1 is a sick referral program. So this really depends on where you're at. If you're just starting up and you don't have multiple months of social proof to show people, then it's going to be hard to convince people to tell other people about your program. Parents aren't going to want to say anything about your program if you haven't gotten them results yet. So what you need to do is you need to create an expensive referral program, because sure, people love recommending you when you get them results. They also love making money. People love money. All right. People are struggling right now. They need money. All right. So if you offer an expensive referral program, you're going to get a good amount of money back, because for instance, let's say you do one-on-one training for $400 a month. Let's say, all right, I'm going to offer my referral program is I'll give you $400 a month, which is basically just a free month. I'll give you $400 back if you bring in 1 or 2 clients to me. And by offering that large amount of money, people are going to be incentivized to talk about you regardless if you're good or not, regardless if you've been around for a while or not. They are going to want to talk to other people because they want that money ultimately, right? Now, if you're already big in your area and people are referring you, then you don't need to do that anymore, right? You can create a simple referral program that gives people way less money, but they do give them money, right? You just want to reward people for talking about you, and so you can grow and they can get rewarded for explaining to other people, because then they're going to want to continue to do that. And then 2 is paid ads. So this one's a big one, right? Local targeted Facebook and Instagram ads to drive athletes directly to your business. So you're a local business, right? So you need local advertising, and throwing up posters or signs, like, that's not the way to do it. We're in a day and age where social media is king, and more than likely you probably saw me from social media. So that was on purpose. That was targeted to you because you are specifically in that niche. You need to take that and put it into your own business. You need to be running local targeted Facebook and Instagram ads, because these will target all these local parents or athletes that you're working with and throw ads right in front of their face to get them to click your link, to get them to sign up on your website, to draw leads to you. Because how paid ads works is you pay Facebook. Well, Facebook and Instagram are the same company. It's Meta. So you pay Meta a certain amount of money to bring you leads. If they don't perform and bring you leads, you don't want to do it. So you don't pay them. So ultimately, they have to succeed for you. So you need to succeed for them to succeed. If they don't succeed, you don't succeed, which means you don't pay money. So they want to make money, right? So they're going to help you succeed. They're going to get the ads in front of the right people. All you have to do is set up the ad the proper way, which is something that I teach my coaches. Right? You just need to put the correct ad in front of the correct people, pay a little bit of money every single day, and you'll drive more leads to your business. And then 3 is going to be partnerships and sponsorships. So you need to create value for other organizations and coaches by training their players for free or donating money to their program. This one is huge, huge. Okay. If you're somebody who's just starting up, and it might be difficult because, you have to get trust from other people and other organizations. But when you do start to grow and you start to make a legit name for yourself in your area, you can then start going to other organizations to go, hey, I do this, this, and this. I'm very good at what I do. I'll do it totally for free for you guys. I don't want anything else in return. I'm going to give you guys free value. The return that you get is eyes on your business. The return you get is going and working with teams, and then you taking a bunch of pictures of it and then advertising those, saying, hey, I'm out here working with so-and-so team. Create value for other people, free value. People will then trust you, and then they'll send players to you. That's huge. I've linked up with a few coaches that know me, that trust me, have sent me 3 to 5 players each, which is a lot of money, right? So creating those partnerships and sponsorships are huge. And then sponsorships, you can also link up with other businesses and work together with other businesses in your area that are within the same niche of people. So like, for example, you're a soccer coach and you train athletes 9 to 14. You're not going to partner up with somebody who also trains 9 to 14, but you could partner up with somebody who trains parents. Somebody who coaches parents would love to have, 40, 80 parents come into their business or leads like that in exchange for younger youth players. So it's give or take. You can work together with people to grow your business. So that's everything for the sales and marketing pillar. So now let's move on to the final pillar, which is scale. Okay. Now, coaches are extremely stubborn, and y'all believe that you can do it on your own, which I totally support. You guys are entrepreneurs, but more importantly, you're more than likely former athletes, and I know exactly what that is. You guys are grinders. You guys think you can do it all on your own. You don't need help. You can grind your way to the top. You can make it, no problem. And I'm here to tell you, if you want to grow a massive business, you can't do it yourself. It's simple, right? Go watch other documentaries on Netflix about major corporations, how they got started, how startups got going, right? They got started because they had a team of people, not one guy that did all the marketing, the sales, the customer service, all the training. Like, it's impossible, right? It's also way too risky. If you're in just yourself, that's too risky, because for any business model or any business model to work for decades at a time, you need to have people in place that can step up and be you when things happen, right? Now, God forbid, you need to ask yourself, what would happen if you became ill for months at a time? If it's just you, then your business would implode and all income would be cut off, right? You're training 50 kids every single week, just yourself, and then you get sick for 2-3 months, all those kids disappear. And then in those 2 to 3 months, you probably lose, 25 to 35% of them, because they still need training. So they're going to go somewhere else. And if they go somewhere else, they're going to like that guy's training, and they're going to continue to be there. And then you just lost customers because you were too arrogant to hire somebody else to take up your mantle and continue training these players, right? It's a major problem, because if somebody like you who's living month to month on training, that's going to end your business. Your business will goodbye. It'll go up into thin smoke, right? And if you're depending on this for your livelihood, your livelihood's out the door. You're not making any more money anymore. Now you're looking for a job, right? Just because you were too ignorant to go hire somebody because you believe that you could do it the best, which again, totally understand. But somebody gave me some great business advice one day, and is if somebody can do your job at 80% or better, then hire them. Okay? It's just allocation. If somebody can do your job at 80% or better, then hire them. You're not losing that much quality. You're still keeping the trainings at a high level. As long as you're instrumenting everything, it's going to be high quality. You can still run your trainings even when you're not there, right? So hire somebody to do something. Allocation is what's going to make you rich as a business owner. You need to focus on the highest money-making activities and allocate the rest to your employees, right? So for example, you need to stop coaching one-on-one trainings. One-on-ones, you can go up. I mean, I've worked with people that are charging $125 a month or $125 a session. So that hour they're making $125. But that's max. I mean, that's max. You can't do that in every market, right? But what you can do is you can grow groups where you're making $300, $400, $500 an hour, which is obviously way, way more profitable than doing one-on-ones. So allocate your one-on-one training to other coaches so they can handle that while you focus mainly on making the most money possible in the groups. Then eventually you can hire someone to do the groups, and then you step back and solely focus on sales and marketing. All right. So to find this coach, you're going to need to design your ideal coach. So you first need to write down what the perfect coach is going to look like. So basically, you need to think about, all right, who would I want somebody representing my business? Who do I envision that could help me grow my business, help my image of my business, and keep my training quality high? All right, so you need to ask a few questions like these. Why do I need an assistant coach? Well, you need the help. What will the responsibilities of this coach be? It could be warm-ups. It can be setting up and breaking down. It could be running the entire session, whatever you're looking for. And then how much can I afford to pay? Determine, what you can afford. Look at your numbers and determine what you can afford per month to pay these coaches. Right? It can be anywhere from $20 an hour all the way up to $80 an hour. It really just depends on you. So then you need to look at these answers and think deeply into what type of person would accept these roles. So, for example, I needed help at training. I just needed someone to assist me. The responsibilities would be to warm up and set up equipment, break down the equipment, and then possibly step in and run the sessions for when I'm not there so I can coach them up to get to that point. So I saw that. I was like, okay. And then I can only afford to pay them $20, $25 an hour. So I saw that. I was like, okay, well, I can't go and get like super certified coaches to do that because that's not a hard job to do at all, right? They're not really coaching at all. So I really just need somebody that has been in the game of soccer, that understands soccer enough to possibly coach one day if they are guided by me. So I was like, okay, well, I think some college players would be great for this. And that's how I came to that role, right? Because they need the money, right? They're broke college kids. They can handle the simple responsibilities of doing this job, and they're coming out and they're helping me. It's a win-win, right? So use those answers to design your ideal coach. So now that you have your ideal coach, how do you find this person? Okay, so there's multiple places you can look for coaches, but a list would include these things. So a local sports club. So for soccer, I've got a lot of soccer clubs in my area. For basketball, there's lots of basketball clubs, all that kind of thing. You could go, and these local clubs, they all have coaches that are wanting to coach, that are passionate coaches, that are certified. So you can go there and look for them, see if they want any extra money for some extra time, right? Then you go to local sports organizations, anything that is doing some form of training within your niche, anybody that is looking for more hours to put in. If they can't give them more hours, you can provide that. Right? And then this is the big one for me, is local colleges with the sports team within your sport. So for somebody who needed an assistant like I did with a simple job, I needed somebody who played soccer, understood soccer, spoke good English, and would listen to me. That's all I needed. So a local college team was perfect for that. Those players, they're all top players. They all had to fight to get to that level. They all had to be better than somebody to get to that level, and they're working with ages 9 to 14. They can easily coach them, right? They know exactly. So that's also a good idea. And then you can also post online on Indeed or advertise your coaches on your social media platform. So just throwing up, job findings, jobs listings on Indeed. You can put, posts on social media. I've seen people DM other coaches in the area to find them. I mean, there's so many ways that you can find coaches. But at the end of the day, it's extremely important that you do find one, because you want to find one coach that can back you up, right? Because if something happens to you, they can come in, they can back you up. Regardless if you think it's going to be good training or not, they can still back you up and save your business if something were to go wrong. All right, so that's it for all those 4 pillars. That's 100% going to help you guys with your business. Now, those are the 4 pillars to help you find success. So now you're probably wondering, what if I could guide you one-on-one to your success? Would that be valuable? What if I could solve 99% of your problems within your business? What if I could help you start generating over $5,000 in monthly recurring revenue today, right now? You'd probably be like, yeah, heck yeah, I would love that, right? So that is what we do at the Sports Business Accelerator program, all right? What is it? It's a one-on-one business mentoring program. I personally mentor coaches that, like you, to make more money in their training business and create long-lasting revenue. I work with coaches on a daily basis individually to help them solve all their problems and make all the right moves, which is extremely, extremely valuable, right? Then who is it for? It's for sports trainers or coaches who are making less than $3,000 to $4,000 a month in their business, want to double or even triple their revenue to build a lasting business. If you're doing anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 or less, then I'm going to be your guy. If you're doing more than that, it sounds like you're doing fantastic, which is awesome. I hope that you're making some recurring revenue month to month, and it's not just maybe $5,000 one month and $10,000 another month and then $3,000 another. If you're below $3,000 to $4,000, I can 100% help you at least double that revenue, because it tells me that you just aren't collecting payment the right way. You aren't charging the right things. You aren't creating enough value in your program, and you're not finding enough clients. I can 100% help you with that. And then why do I need this? Because you don't need it. Plain and simple. You don't need this. You don't need my help. You could totally do this on your own. I mean, it'd be free. You'd save some money, 100%. You'd save a lot of money. But think about this. If you do work with me and you do work with us, you're going to save a ton of time. You're going to save a ton of money, because all the costly mistakes that you're going to make trying to figure out this process that I've already encountered, you're going to have no idea about. So you're going to run into these costly mistakes. And if you want to find success in your business fast, then I can help. I'm essentially like a skip around go. Like if we're going through the Monopoly board and you're just going space by space, I'm step here and go to, like, you open that little card that says go to go. I'm that fast track around the board, right? You don't need that card. You can eventually do it over time, but I'm that fast track. I'm going to help you save time, save money, and I'm going to make you get out of your situation much, much faster than what you can do on your own, right? So how do I help my coaches? So there's 3 ways. A one-on-one mentoring program. So when you come in and work with me, you'll be a part of my one-on-one mentoring program. We do one-on-one mentoring for 3 months. You get 24/7 access to me whenever you want, wherever you want. All right, you get access to my phone. You can text me whenever. I'm going to answer, solve your problems in real time, and help you get rid of these issues. Right? And then community. You're going to work alongside hundreds of other sports coaches in your area or in your niche that are just like yourself, who are running their own businesses. All sports coaches like you who own their own businesses, that are all putting their knowledge in one place, asking questions that you may not be asking now, but will eventually need to ask. Because then you could refer back to this community and say, oh, he already answered this question. He already solved this problem. Here's how they solved it. And they solved it. It's genius. It's knowledge. You're consuming knowledge. That's what's so valuable about it, is the community aspect and that mentoring piece. And then the final one is this is just a bonus on top of that, which is a lifetime access to the SBA course. So this is an entire course of content. It's going to guide you through everything to be successful in your business. And I'll actually show you guys right here. But this is my back end. You can't see the front end for some reason. But it's just like this. It is an entire roadmap from start to finish on how to build and scale your business. We start with our roadmap, and then we go into our foundation, build up our foundation. I teach you guys agreements. I give you templates. I show you everything you need to run this type of business. And then I'm going to show you guys how to charge more, create a valuable program, build your own app, all those kind of great things. And then I'm going to teach you to run sales. I'm going to teach you to run marketing. And then I'm going to teach you how to scale at the bottom here. Okay. So I'm giving you guys everything you need inside of this community. And I'm giving you guys everything you need to run, start, and build this business inside of this course. Okay. So super important. Lots of knowledge. And I just want to show a couple coaches that I've worked with so far. So Gabe actually just started with me a few days ago. Within his first 3 days of him working together with me, he signed a client for $220 a month for one-on-one training for 6 months of training, which is awesome. So now he's got $220 a month for the next 6 months that he can rely on for 1 hour a week of work, which is insane, which is crazy. That is an expensive car payment. And then AJ, Coach AJ here, he made $3K in 1 day. This was in his first week of being in the program with me. He made $3K in 1 day by signing 2 clients to a 2-on-1. So he has a 2-on-1. Both of them paid $1,500 up front for 6 months of training. And this is for 1 hour a week of training, which is absolutely insane, which is crazy. $3,000 instantly, just like that, for 1 hour a week of work, right? So it's possible. You see it. You know that it could work, right? You're seeing other coaches do it. You've seen the entire game plan. You know the roadmap. You know exactly what you need to do. So I am so confident that I can help you that I guarantee results within your first 90 days in your program, or you're going to receive a full refund. I guarantee you are going to see results like these guys within your first 90 days, or I'm going to give you an entire refund. You'll get all your money back. That is how blatantly confident I am that I can turn your business into something that you have never seen before. That I can help you achieve that financial freedom that you've always wanted, or you're going to get a full refund. All right. So if you're ready to get started, you're ready to get going, book a free call with me. Get on a phone call. Let's talk one-on-one. I'm going to leave the link in the description for my Calendly. Let's talk one-on-one. Let's see if I can even help your business, see if I can help you get to your goals, and we can go from there. But that's everything for me, guys. If you stick around to the end here, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys got a ton of value from this. Put a lot of work and effort into this. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. Give me a like online and follow me on my Instagram page at coach.noahv. But that's everything for me, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. Get to work and let me know if you have any questions. Peace.